All right, hey friends. Happy Thursday to everyone. Happy Rarity Farming Snapshot Day. Stimmy time. We're going to be hanging out in the Rarity Farming Snapshot chat here, guys, not in the weekly hangout. There we go. And like always, hopefully Discord has pushed an update. I'm going to try to bring someone up on the stage if Discord lets me. And we are 8 minutes out, friends. So you got 8 minutes to do any final changes. The leaderboard is looking spicy. Real spicy. I'm just loading it up here. Looks like there was some big action happening just the last couple hours here. Out of the blue. That's what I've been noticing. Did anyone else notice any big changes on any of the other leaderboards? We got Diamond Eyes number 1, Fallon number 2, and Rocinante number 3 in the rarities category. Bin Laden's one of my guys got unranked. She does breaking the leaderboard with common wearables. There you go. I'm going to go check the kinship board here. Anyone know who Diamond Eyes is? He's got the brain, all the Aavegotchi stuff, a link cube, a katana, and the godlike cacti. Pretty nuts. And it seems a very good gotchi too. Everything is godlike except for spookiness. Diamond Eyes is Yannick. Okay. Then on the kinship, just loaded that. We got at X Gore, which I believe is Metaguild at number 1 still. I think this is the 4th season in a row, right? That he's been number 1. And then number 2 is kinship, rightly named. Oh, these guys have 1,300 kinship. That is wild. If you're trying to request to speak, I unfortunately cannot bring anyone up. Maybe Gravy can. Hey, Gravy.
Yo, what's up? Yeah, I can bring people up.
Nice. Don't update to the latest Discord.
Morning, guys. I have recently pulled a 570 myself, so
Congratulations.
Oh, man.
Wow.
That's nice.
yeah, I counted them in the leaderboard too. There's only 70 that are 570s and above, so I called it one
Wow.
of 70.
That's awesome.
Congratulations.
How many portals did you open to get that?
I had opened some more in the past, but they were at 600, so I thought to myself, I'll buy 3. And I was just dreaming that I'd get a good one, and then all of a sudden, right towards the end of the poll where I was scrolling through the gotchis, I'm
Oopsie
like, boom!
daisies, you pulled a nice one.
Dr. Wagamy said he's not pulled over a 549 and over 160 pulls, so I feel very fortunate.
Sounds about right. Actually, I was gonna say you're very lucky. I did the same thing as you recently. I did the 3 portals. I bought 3 and I opened them up. And I think the best one I got was a 518 Chainlink Gotchi, but it has almost 3 godlike traits. So within like 10 points, I'll have 3 godlike traits. So I thought that was kind of
Nice.
cool.
Yeah, I got the other 2. I only got up to 483, so
Yeah, my best
could
pull is a
see,
492.
yeah, I could see how hard it is to get a 570. But when I seen it, I was talking to my buddy on the phone. I freaking almost blew up. So it's pretty cool.
Just hang up immediately. I got more important things to take care of.
Definitely very cool, though. How's
Yo, what's up,
everybody doing
Harambe?
this
How you
morning?
doing?
Yo, what's up, guys? Good morning.
GM.
How you doing?
Doing well.
Just got my guys.
Keeping a close eye on this leaderboard right now. You guys watching this? Some shuffling going on.
I was thinking,
3
can
minutes to go.
Felon, can he even like do anything, equip anything to get above? Because I think Felon's all godlikes. I think this is like a permanent shift in leaders, right?
It's going to be tough for him to come back for sure.
Or can you replace the godlike with something better?
It depends how well it works with his traits, because he changed his Gotchi last season, I believe. So this is not the original Felon. The original was an H1, and now this one's an H2. So trying to move up with the BRS.
He does have a higher BRS, so I mean, it should be possible. But like you said, wearables kind of define that with your traits, right?
Yeah, I wonder, like, he has a Aavegotchi set on right now. Like, what are his native Aavegotchi traits? You know, he has the Zen energy. It's a warlike, and then a very low, like 13 spookiness with a 98 brain, and then those eyes. So, the brain size, his brain is like 98 plus 20. That's what it says. 98 plus 20. This thing is like amazing. Giga brain, Giga Chad, Gotchi.
That meta guild Gotchi is so nice. It's got all the badges too, man.
All right, we are 2
I think
minutes
that's gonna
away,
be a
friends.
Ooh, 2 minutes. I think that's going to be another huge flex for all of us underdogs who managed to get the participation badge every year still, or every season. It's gonna be a flex in the future when you have like 1 to 10 rarity farming season participation. You know, I don't think maybe only a small amount of gotchis have 1 to 4 already. Probably. I'd be curious to know actually. Like I know we can't look that up, but maybe Code or Dan, you guys could look that up with the badge distributions. See how many gotchis actually have received or are going to receive at the end of this 1 to 4 participation badge.
Yeah, last time we sent out 12,655 badges.
Oh, dang. Was the tail that long last time? I thought it was only like 7,000 gotchis.
Yeah, but there's like
7,500.
within that 75, there was 12,655 like unique gotchis.
Ooh.
Oh.
Looks like with his eyes, he might never be able to catch up with his current gotchi. So I don't know if that's a thing, but
All right, friends, we got the block. We are in, good to go. Posted here. Been long as says 2 minutes. Sorry, bro. Already got the block. We are at 2 p.m. UTC. Been
I guess I just got to
lagging, bro.
refresh because now we're 14 days away.
Is this anyone's first rarity farm season? If it is, make some noise. You got any newbies here?
Yeah.
Noizu. Pinsky's your first one.
hey, there was a use case for those double myth eyes right there for diamonds to overtake Felon. So pretty good.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting conversation for the weekend there. There's a nice thread on it, actually. I was reading that thread on Eyes. It's interesting.
Yeah,
And
at
look
the
at
end
that
of it,
brain. 124 brain.
both
Yeah,
the
that's
top,
what I was saying earlier.
both of them have the same trait up and downs though, so they both have the same kind of trait gotchis. So
Yeah, look how close the traits are. In fact, between Diamond Eyes and Felon, it's almost the eyes that make the difference. Because look, his
Yeah.
energy, they're 2 off, and then the aggressiveness is only like 4 or 5 off. SBK is 6 off, and then Brain is about the same 6 off. And then the eyes for Diamond Eyes has the double myth eyes, so that might be the tiebreaker. There is actually the one trait you actually cannot change was the
I
tiebreaker.
think you're right. Yeah, that's pretty
definitely.
wild. Is this the first time we've had a double myth eye win the leaderboard? That's surprising, if so.
I think so, because I think it's been Felon near the top for the last 2 or 3 at least, right?
Yep. Well, for season 2 and season 3, I believe it was Felon on top.
Yeah. And was it Winklevoss for season 1? I can't remember who won season 1.
So yeah.
Everyone is wrong again. Penske, correct us if we're. I think it was. I think it was Felon that won the last 2. Notorious BTC. That's a good question. Is 1K even possible at this level of meta?
I think it's. I mean, right now, probably not, but we're getting close for sure. We need a couple more. We need like 10 more years of age points, probably.
These gotchis will now be competing strictly on age. It's whoever ages faster. They're kinships, though. That could make a difference though, right? If their kinships were, well, I guess not maybe because just BRS leaderboard. So, I don't know. Is there an all round? Is there an all round? There isn't an all round leaderboard that takes into account the rarity, the kinship, and the XP, and comes up with a. If we did
There's
something
a
like that, we'd be able to tell.
there is one that's the what do we call it? The champion of the season, and that one does take into account which if you've won, whoever's won the most in each round kind of gets that.
Yeah,
Is
that's
there a
kind of
place
cool.
to see?
Yeah.
Is there a place to see how much money's paid out to each one?
Yeah, there's a. I'd have to find it. It's in the blog post about Rarity Farming 4, but it's the payouts are the same as last season. Ooh, and we got some new badges, friends. Look at these badge emojis right hot off the press from the master artist Zbot.
I love Zbot's designs, man. They're always fire.
Man, I love these new ones so much.
Those are good.
I think the best so far.
We have the most emojis of any Discord. Or probably not, but we have a lot.
I get asked a lot with my emoji game in other Discords. They're like, "Where'd you get that? What project is that from?" That's
Yeah.
Aavegotchi, sir.
Yeah, it was nice to be able to meet Zbot in person. Big brain himself.
Did you get some of those
Zbot's a
elusive
national
Zbot
treasure.
stickers?
Yeah, I got some stickers. I definitely got a lot of stickers. Got a lot of cool stuff actually when I was in New York.
Oh yeah,
Hanging
my
out with
laptop
them-
lifters now.
hanging out with my VIP talker over there, No Future.
I managed to get a fake VIP speaker badge and then sneak into the conference and go to the VIP section a couple times without being caught. So I was fucking hustling.
Yeah, we were definitely having a good time. I got to sit at the VIP dinner with Jesse as well. That was pretty cool. I got to meet Freckle. That was definitely a dope event. Next time you guys come, around here, definitely gonna be there.
Yeah, that was cool. I actually did the Freckle trivia last night. I didn't do good at it because I'm not a spooky movie aficionado. But if you're into the Alfred Hitchcock, the old spooky movies, and you know your way around, you're gonna do really well at that.
Yeah, how you guys liking the Freckle trivia? I've been playing too. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, it's still pretty fun. I got one ticket at the end just as a participation thing, so I'm gonna enter that in. And
Thanks for coming. Here's your ticket.
yeah, exactly.
I haven't played yet, but the prizes look pretty sick. I did glance at those.
Yeah, I want to play too, but
it's a pretty big giveaway. 10 wearables, 1 gotchi, and 3 land parcels. And then, of course, some other stuff that they have thrown in there too for giveaways.
have you won there, Gravy?
What's that?
Have you won the trivia?
I have not. I saw that Hardcore won something last week.
Oh, very cool, very cool. I want to do it, but I just haven't had time when it was going on, so I've been busy.
When I first joined, I remember being really impressed by the godlike badges. So I wonder what I posted the season 1 champion badge. I think there's maybe a green one though for just the champion of maybe Rarity or something. I'm not sure. Maybe it was just the godlike outline I'm thinking of, but I wonder what the champion's gonna look like this time. Is that released? The champion badge, that is.
No, not yet.
So who's going for that? What's the most well-rounded gotchi on the leaderboard? Seems like Diamond Eye is pretty good kin, but it's not top ranking kin for sure. 740. He does have the highest out of the leaderboard.
Would that be an evolution of rarity farming? That's kind of a good thing to think about. Like should all those things be taken in together? Like the BRS, the kinship, the XP, all taken into account and then rolled into like some sort of a score, and then that would determine your place on the leaderboard.
I think the biggest
Maybe
problem
for
we
at
have
least 2 weeks
is how
instead
do
of
we
like a
weight?
BRS.
How do we weight everything?
I think
I don't know.
with Rarity though, with the BRS, that's everybody in the future can come in and buy stuff and make their gotchi like that. But in the future, not everybody can, get the kinship as somebody else has. So that would kind of, create a lopsided leaderboard, correct?
Ooh, Phantasma has a good comment. He says it can be done by adding kin to like ARS score. We had a conversation about ARS around season 2. Yeah, and implementing ARS. That was like a big brain conversation. I don't know, maybe we weren't ready to have it back then, but we could definitely bring it back up, and that'd be kind of cool. Be a cool different, way to mix up rarity farming. But like you said, we got to figure out like weightings and formulas and things that are probably you know, beyond my capacity.
That would give like the kinship gotchi a lot of value too if you were to sell them. If you guys weighted that in, right?
Wait, so how is it weighted now for the champion badge? Like currently, is it just like a sum of like the top rankings in each round? And they're equal across each category, or is it like percentage wise, like BRS gets more weight?
Type form has just been dropped, friends. It'll be open for 2 hours, so make sure that you are putting your wallet address on there, and we'll get you some XP for attending this event.
I definitely filled that out wrong. I put my wallet twice. That went through the first
At least you
option
didn't put
quick.
your real world address, as some people do. I have to spend like 10 minutes sometimes going through the type form and removing all the real world addresses.
What is your address?
Self-talk.
They just want gotcha merch too. One airdrop. Real life.
That's the real alpha.
Send me some real life experience, Dan. You've seen the world. What do you guys think of land rarity farming? I just threw something together. These are all placeholders, but it was just a cool idea I had. I also would love to see some politics around land, voting with land, but it's just placeholders. But I think the biggest problem with it would be like, where do we get funding from? Does anybody have any ideas behind this?
This is cool. Well, the Dow Treasury has a whole bunch of Alchemica. I don't know if that could be, maybe a certain percentage of it is used to distribute for that. I don't know. Could be possible.
Yeah. I thought of something today, but I don't think that like the rarity farmers would be happy with it. But like, what if a percentage of land sales went to this pool too? Alchemica as the reward, Dr. Wagner says. Makes sense. Yeah. Wonder if we could separate this by district.
Funds from spilled Alchemica, and then maybe once we have, maybe I could see this being good with district DAOs, right? Each DAO could decide how they want their, maybe each DAO could have their own like version of rarity farming with their allocation of the spillover Alchemica.
Well, yeah,
You
I was
know?
thinking we have a separate thing for like individual holders, but then also like a district competition where your district could compete in its own event, and then there's a dispersion of rewards to the district and all the land holders. 85% for spacious, 2 down. Yeah, so that's just a placeholder. I wanted to hear input on that. The spacious thing is just based on proportions. It's like around 86%. I think it's like what, 32 times bigger than a humble or something, right? And 8 times bigger than a reasonable.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So that's up for change for sure. Yeah, exactly. That's what Wagme said is my point of giving rewards to top farmers too, because it would drive more competition if I mean it wouldn't necessarily though if there's not a good funding source basically. So we need some way to make it profitable to compete.
Speaking of competitions in Alchemica, everyone don't forget that we do have the mosaic tile competition going on. So make sure that you start creating your artistic land parcels for a shot at 5,000 ghost for the number one top prize, 3,500 ghost for second prize, 1,500 for third, and 4th through 10th get Gotchi vs. Realm decorations. So it's going to be a pretty cool contest. I'm super excited to see some of these designs coming in.
Me too.
My advice would be hang on for a bit, mint the tiles that you want to mint. Don't put any down yet because I think we have a Gotchi community member who's been staying up late. I got to figure out who it is so we can shout him out. But he's building a tool that'll allow you to move these tiles around and actually design on your size of parcel, spacious, reasonable.
Yeah,
and
that's
humble.
Moolah or something like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna find out who it is so we can shout him out. But I'm gonna wait for that. And also, you guys aren't dropping all these tiles at once, right? So maybe a good strategy would be figure out your design and then figure out how many tiles you need and then mint those tiles out. And then near the very end, we can all lay our tiles down and submit them. I don't know. I don't know if we can remove these, right? We can't remove them once we put them down. Just
For
yet.
tiles? Oh yeah, you can. Yeah, you can.
Okay, you can.
So
okay.
all the tiles are fully like removable. Same with decorations. They won't get burned if you remove it. But I would agree if you're not in a hurry to wait a little bit because batch equipping will be coming very soon. We're aiming to get that live by next week. So that will make your life a lot simpler.
Really nice, yeah.
Dan, what do you think about estates being cross-wallet? Like, if I had a guildmate and we had a parcel next to each other, could we like form an alliance and make our own estate together?
Make your own what?
Like, if I had a spacious next to my friend spacious, could we have some type of alliance and like estate our parcels together?
You guys could put your parcels in a multi-sig, I guess.
Okay.
But I mean, they're
So there's no like simple on-chain way to like combine estates, I guess.
no, not. I mean, not definitely not right now, and we're not. It states that it's a very difficult thing to put on chain after the fact, especially the way that we want to do it, where there's like lots of rules. It's very difficult to like put that on chain. It's not like because they're not sold together as an estate. They're like people can create them in the game spontaneously and kind of randomly. So the smart contract doesn't know those rules, and it's like pretty much impossible to program them in. So we're not really planning to put estates themselves on chain.
Okay.
Yeah, I just saw this Moolah Crypto Gaming. I saw that looking really cool. This like mosaic building tool. That's going to be huge for people building their parcels out.
What were you thinking for a system of judging on this one? Like, how do we make that fair? That was the first thing that came to my mind. Besides,
Have you guys
prizes.
have you guys been to the Halloween parties before?
I think I went to last year's, but
We're planning to do it pretty much the same way, where we'll just have a big event and everyone will give hearts and like react to the parcel as it comes through.
Yesterday, there
Yeah,
were some people that were concerned that it would be like the Empire DAO or the D-Fish voting, but we're going to be doing this live, so we don't have to worry about it getting botted.
Yeah, if someone's parcel gets like everyone else gets like 75 upvotes, and then one person's parcel gets 1,500, I think that'd be a little sus.
But yeah, would we like have a metric to like go in and check the results after to see if there's any sketchy accounts and active accounts voting? I don't know. It seems hard to police like manipulation of this, but it's a huge prize. So I think we should definitely talk about it before
Oh,
assault comes
I
in.
see where you're going with this. Is there's a financial incentive here to, because with the Halloween competitions, there wasn't really much of a. I don't know if we get prizes for that. Maybe.
Yeah, we
But
can.
They weren't like.
We can limit the entrance to like Gotchi Gang or the landowners. Probably the easiest way to do that. The landlord, you can be a landlord or a Gotchi Gang. Should fix most of the problem.
Yeah.
What if people also, I don't know how you guys feel about it with your like decentralized take on things, but how would you feel about people submitting their entries to a team member and then the team member posts in anonymously, so people can't just vote for their friends? Because I could see like little sneaky coalition setting up and shit. Like I would
Well,
do it.
that's usually how we do it. We
Okay.
we don't
Yeah,
let
that's exactly how it works.
Awesome.
like last time I think it was Gravy like dropping each Halloween entry.
Zico, we should shun those
Yeah.
people. Just never.
I also
buy
like what you
tickets
guys
from
did with.
Bizarre.
A couple weeks ago, you guys put out a tweet of everyone's parcels. You do that too on Twitter just to test the waters, and not tag whose parcels they are. But I don't know. Put that out there also. I like the Halloween party though. That was fun. A lot of fun like outfits.
But yeah, if there's any major concerns about it, we still have some time to think about how to do that in the least bot friendly way.
Yeah, if anybody's got some good ideas, let us know. The competition will be voted on September 28th, so we got some time.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
I don't think Twitter poll is probably the worst way.
It's definitely not Twitter. There's always going to be some way that somebody can do something, but the best way that we can do it is like what we did for the Halloween costume contest, and it is what it is to some extent, I should say.
Yeah, as Zico says, the landlord chat is probably the most secure. With Gotchi Gang chat, you can rent a Gotchi and get in, but with landlord, it's you really have to own land. So we'd have to assume that everyone who wants to vote will have land, which kind of makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, that's
it's
fair.
The Gotchi verse. You should have land.
That's
but
a
it's
good
not going to
idea.
prevent like people from bribing each other.
It is a land-oriented competition, so nobody can really complain. It's already about building on your land with the decorations.
But yeah, I mean, there's no way for us to be like, all right, you can't bribe people. But if a super ugly parcel wins, or it's like a really bad design, it might be kind of obvious.
Weird question, but at one point I could hear my grand fountain. Now I can't hear it. I've tried walking off the parcel. Is there a way to trigger it?
Oh,
Or
really?
is it like a recent? Yeah. I'm not sure if it's just me though. I definitely heard it though, like the first few days.
Do you have game sounds on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I checked those settings. Yeah, everything's ticked.
Could you just make a report in the Gotchiverse bugs, and we'll have someone look
Sure.
into it. I know there were some issues that they're working on, because what we really want to have is the closer you get to the fountain, like it kind of like fades in. Because right now it's you walk on the parcel and you hear it, and then you walk off it and you don't hear it. But it's pretty tricky to do kind of spatial audio where it kind of fades in. That's what they're kind of working on right now. So there might have been some issue with that. But yeah, in general, you should be hearing it when you walk onto
Yeah,
the
it's
parcel.
really peaceful. That's why I want it. It's so chill.
Yeah.
Like if you're just sitting on your parcel.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally agree.
I think Yannick minted a bunch of them from what I saw. I think it was his wallet. I saw like 15. It's ready to ball out on the estate.
15 fountains.
Yeah, I definitely saw someone mint like 15. And they haven't put them up for sale, as far as I know.
Ooh, the top 25 whitelists. That's a cool.
Yeah.
Is that for renting gotchis? I guess.
We're gonna leave the whitelist discussion. It's been plenty of discussion in the general chat today. We'll leave that for Saturday and make a final consensus on that. I think on Saturday, but we'll keep it about rarity farming tonight. I think, but it's it's been a great discussion. Really, we just wanted to experiment with something and see what would happen. But if there's a ton of community sentiment against it, there's no reason to really keep it. So we'll go over that in full on Saturday.
I'm looking forward to that conversation.
Well, there's nothing really. I mean, the discussion's already happening. It'll just be more of a, do we want to keep this or not? We don't need to blow out the whole discussion again, unless it's still very, very split.
We'll chop it up to a degree. You know, we'll just discuss and vote. That's worth it. You know.
For any of you who were here on Saturday, you got a sneak peek of our new State of the Gotchiverse site. But if you haven't seen it yet, we just tweeted it out. Take a look. It's got some really cool stats you can pay attention to.
Yeah.
This is all open source too, right?
Yeah.
Or is it going to be
it
made
is.
open source?
Let me post the repo if anyone wants to contribute to it. We'll have the repo and all that on the actual page soon. Let's see, let me find it. We got too many repos now. We got 92 repos in the Aavegotchi GitHub. Some of them are public. Most of them are public. Some of them are private. There's a lot of repos. So much shipping. Let's see, where is it?
Yeah, I saw like maybe a month and a half or two ago, you guys added some GBM stuff to the GitHub. I was looking at that.
Snooping around.
Yeah, I didn't dig too deep, but it's very interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot of alpha on the GitHub if you know where to look.
Hot Curly Fries, a question. When do payouts go for each round, usually?
We'll get those done. Should be in the next 24 hours.
So many unequipped godlikes.
Pinsky talking about me and my axe.
No, maybe.
I do like how you have the like axe and shield. It's like you're the fucking protector of the Gotchiverse.
Hell yeah. I do need to get like a 570. Actually, I don't know where it is. It's somewhere. But I want to give more rewards to you guys. I don't need to earn the ghost.
What's your highest BRS gotchi, and how many gotchis do you have? I don't know if anybody's ever asked you that.
Well, I got coderdan.eth has the main gotchi. I had one. I had a, what was it? I've lent out a bunch of my gotchis. Or like given them out to team members. I can't hold on to that many. But coderdan's my kind of one of my mains. And but I might have a burner wallet. You never know.
That's pretty
Some
much what I
Anon
was
wallet with
expecting him to
100
say.
gotchis.
I didn't think he'd be that honest, though. He's actually bearded, guys, and Yannick, and Dr. Wagme. This is a social experiment. He's also Penske, of course.
Yeah, teabag wallet. That's where all the double myth eyes are.
Mike said Coder Dan has a burner Discord called Hardcore.
That's actually who hardcore is.
Have we ever
Actually,
heard
there's a gem of a meme in the memes channel.
Yeah, Hardcore speaks.
Oh, that was from you, wasn't it?
No, that was been lagging. The what?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Terminator bot
That
and
was
then the
hilarious.
girl hiding under a desk, and the Terminator bot is like Hardcore. You could see Hardcore at poker nights.
Have you
Hey,
guys
guys.
seen our on Gotchiverse, the Gotchiverse category on CoinGecko? They're finally updating our token circulating supply to be accurate after we made a nice API for them so they can be lazy. But we're finally we're moving up in the rankings. We're in the top 2000, top like 1900. Yeah, alpha is still not right. They're kind of being slow on that, but FOMO is like top number 1670. Almost got 2 million market cap. So cool to have them finally showing up correctly.
Well, I didn't know the Ghost market cap was 64.7 mil.
Yeah, we'll have alpha should be done hopefully by then soon too. Interesting. The price of FOMO is the same as alpha. Interesting.
That alpha will get its use. I mean, I've noticed a lot of the decoration style craftables have been heavy on the alpha, so maybe that's like the primary use case. I don't know.
I mean,
It seems like
Alpha's
most
also
of the
used
decoration.
it's for the lodges and altars, I believe, pretty heavy in that. So it seems like more of a CAC and Alpha seem more like late game resources, and FUD and FOMO seem more like the early productive resources.
Yeah.
But
Well
they
said.
also, I think Dan said a while ago, they correspond to certain build types of craftables and installations, different categories, I guess.
Yeah, that's right. The FUD is kind of the building block of the Gotchiverse in a way. FOMO is kind of for industrial stuff, and alpha is for social or clout, and then CAC is kind of also for social clout, also for high level stuff, and also kind of just like a wild card.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely thought during the first days that FOMO was going to be the thing to have, just because it seems a little heavier in the early resource installations than FUD was. A little more expensive too.
Sorry, say that last bit again.
Oh, I was just peeping how good FOMO was in the early days, because it was a
Oh,
little
yeah.
heavier than the FUD in each resource, a little more expensive.
Well, especially building out a lot of those the harvesters for Alchemica are heavy on FOMO. You know, I keep running out of it. Anything mechanical, probably use FOMO. What do we have coming up soon, Coder Dan? What are some of the I don't know, not alpha per se, but what are some of the things we should be looking forward to build wise? I know traits are something we should be looking at, thinking about. I know.
Yeah. So NFT displays. I can't.
Really,
They
those
won't
are
be.
coming up.
They won't.
Those,
They won't be live. They're not going to be live like this month, but that's the next big release that we're working on. The internal roadmap is almost fully planned out at this point for a while. So we just need to get full team sign off on everything. We got a big team right now, much bigger than when we first started with 4 guys. So things take a little bit longer to get full sign off to ensure that we're making things and can ship things in a reasonable time frame. But the next big item is definitely going to be NFT displays. I'm really excited about that, and there's going to be some interesting things going alongside that are really going to make them. They're gonna give some new use cases to the Gotchiverse for sure that you guys probably haven't even thought about yet.
Coder Dan. Oh, sorry.
Oh, it's real quick. I'm just wondering how you're dealing with sizing of NFT displays. Are they going to be various size? Are they going to stretch? Going to be a set dimension, I guess, probably.
Yeah, there'll be multiple sizes. I also do want to. What I would like to do is kind of give an upfront proposal and then bring that to the DAO. There's some things that are kind of set in stone, but also some things that are a little bit more pliable that we'd love to get some more DAO feedback on before they're 100% confirmed. So kind of like a DAO request for comment would be interesting.
Are there any current Polygon / Aavegotchi NFTs that you can let us know that will actually be available for us in the display?
No, I can't give any alpha on that, unfortunately, at this moment.
Dang. Okay, cool.
Except Cider Dan and Kevin, right?
we can revive he's not on Ethereum though. Damn. Maybe we can bridge him.
No, you just need to make Kevin a dungeon boss for sure and do the collab with the other project.
If someone wants to do the work and make a list of all the various Aavegotchi NFTs that are out there, that would be useful. Not going to guarantee they'll all make the cut, but it'd be a good start because there's a lot of Aavegotchi art out there.
Yeah, are you referring to some of the stuff that's been created like Bin Laden and Roxiano, and I know Vesper was doing art, like those sorts of artworks?
Yeah, does anyone have a repo that has all those? This would be good to start organizing them a little bit. If in the future they do get whitelisted as collections, it'd be good to have a list of all the ones that are out there, because I know there's too many for me to go and search for, or our team.
We can start archiving some of those. Bin Laden's on it. We need some art curators, just some people that like art, and start talking about making good Aavegotchi art.
Wasn't there that one collection a while back that was giving us slots to? It was like a curation site, and we could put our gotchis on there.
Oh, really?
That was
museum
one.
or something.
You had which one was that?
I think Slim just said it. That sounds familiar. Mocha, maybe.
Oh, that's Museum of Crypto Art.
Yeah.
Oh, Mocha, yeah.
I don't know if anything happened with that, but getting more.
I didn't know Mocha was messing with Aavegotchi stuff. That's cool.
Yeah, we're pretty tight with him actually. We know.
Really?
Renil. He's he's an OG as far as we're concerned. He was one of the biggest mentors of BullyNex. Do you guys know? If you're real OG, you probably know BullyNex.
That's the coins, right? Those staked by, what is it? DXY or
DGX, the
DGX, yeah.
It's kind of like a gold collection. I think they've rugged it. That was a sad thing to happen to that community. They basically just rugged their whole project, their whole DAO.
It sounded so cool.
It was a DAO commissioned rug. Like the DAO, they voted to end the DAO. They just voted to seppuku and kill it.
That's what one the Dow tried last year. I saw a news article like they voted to kick the current team off and bring in a new team and then give all the funding to the new team. But I think some shit went on behind the scenes where that got like, crushed because it didn't happen.
Also, guys, another announcement for today. At 12 p.m. Central, Golden Cross will be on a virtual pets and blockchain companions panel with Polygon. So definitely check that out if you got time.
Virtual pets. I had the funniest thing on Twitter today. There's this project. I'm not going to give them any press at all, but they literally ripped off pretty much everything you can rip off about Aavegotchi. And they're going to make like a new NFT project of it. It's like they want to have a bonding curve, a token, like collateral based NFTs. They're pets. They have their like literally the same roadmap. If you end up finding it, you'll have a laugh. I'm not going to give them any press, but I was like, come on, guys. It's like
It's a compliment.
They actually limit their tweets, so I don't know what their strategy is on all that, but their strategy is definitely to do what we're doing.
I'm pretty sure it's going to rug, so I'm not going to give them any like limelight because I'm pretty sure they're just going to try and rug it. One of the things about their tokenomics is 35. So when you stake your Aavegotchi, all the collateral goes into the Aavegotchi, but with theirs, 35% of the collateral goes to the DAO. I was like, that's sus.
Usually those copy paste projects or projects with like known like copyright trademark violations are very ruggy. Like,
yeah,
if they could be sued later, they're probably not legitimate.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give them any press to anyone.
It's so hard to do what you guys are trying to do here.
It is. I'm like, why? Like, if you guys are gonna copy someone, why would you copy Aavegotchi? We're going a super hard route in terms of just a project in general. Like being a DAO-driven game, super hard. It's not for rug pullers to do. Like,
it's a lot of effort for to build it up into that, and then it's like, oh man, I did all this work, but I'm gonna still rug it now. I don't know.
Yeah,
it seems like that. Yeah,
I've seen a lot of projects doing the portal theme. It's something about those.
There'll definitely be concepts that get taken, right? That happens like everywhere, and maybe that's a compliment more than anything, because I doubt having all the pieces together, just for a rug is going to be a lot of effort. On-chain trash.
I'm not sure if they're forking Aavegotchi. I know they're doing a bonding curve, so they're probably forking that. And they're doing EIP 2535 diamond. So what else are they forking? Their things have like traits just like we do. I don't know. It's maybe they might just like fork the entire repo. But I looked at their art. I was like, I don't like their art. It doesn't have heart. It just looks generic. It looks like Fiverr art.
The meme culture has to be strong. That's, user generated content is the heart of every good project. I think, Rare Pepe's blowing up right now. I've been taking notice too, because that community's been around since, 2008, 2000, around 2009, just after Bitcoin. So, they've been around for a long time, and it's not a game, but it's meme culture. It's just these memes that are on the Bitcoin blockchain. And Aavegotchi actually we're a part of the Fake Rare series. Aavegotchi has its own Fake Rare card on the Bitcoin blockchain. It's called Pepegotchi. It's a cross between Pepe and an Aavegotchi. And yeah, they were actually curated. I think there's 120 of them that are ever going to be out there. Umami has one for sale. It's a good deal. But yeah, it's a meme culture, the user generated content and people making memes and videos, art, like you said, artwork. That's a sign of a good project, healthy project, in my opinion. I can't. Yeah, you can get them. They're on XCP on Counterparty. It's a process to get one, but here, let me actually grab the link for you. But yeah, you can totally look into this. They're like collectible cards, but I would like to see I'd like to see a project similar to what what they're doing with these collectible cards with Aavegotchi, and being able to being able to sell collectible cards, Aavegotchi cards that are made by people who are making memes, like the really dank memes should be brought on chain, and they should be turned into NFTs, I think. And they should be able to, you should be able to display those on your parcel too. Like I'm not talking about the copy memes where you just take like a template and put Aavegotchi stuff on, but we have like some actual like pure Aavegotchi memes, like what you see from what's that one guild, MSG? Those videos they've made, like those would be cool NFTs to have on your parcel. Even some of the Pharma Alf stuff, it's hilarious. I don't know. I always thought that would be a cool idea to have on your parcel.
What would you call those?
Ooh, these cards.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I've been thinking about names for a while, but I haven't really thought of anything. Maybe I don't know. I actually haven't thought of a name for it yet.
Speaking of cards, we have some cool Gotchi Mafia poker cards. So come to the events. Every Friday we have a game.
That's very cool. Are those NFTs or?
Yeah, Thrax made those. They're really awesome cards.
Those are very dope.
Even
I would
better ones,
collect.
too, man.
I would buy one just to collect it, actually. Let them eat kek.
Yeah, we don't have the August one out as far as I know yet. Maybe we do.
I have some memes too. I'm looking around in my memes folder, seeing if there's anything worth posting right now. Everyone has to have a folder of just dank memes, I should upload all these to Arweave so they're on the permaweb. Nobody can mess with them. It would be a shame to see any of these memes disappear, that's for sure. Yeah, I don't know where my Aavegotchi ones are. But... yeah, anyway, I'm looking forward to the displays. It's gonna be interesting to see what we can do with them, like even Aavegotchi native stuff.
Yeah, like by default, I think we could display the Aavegotchi, the portal, the wearable. Should we like maybe tickets? I mean, should we just have all the Aavegotchi assets? If you want to put a ticket or like a potion, I guess you could, as long as you own it. But yeah, by default, we'll likely support all the Aavegotchi native assets first.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool. It'll add a nice vibe to the Gotchiverse. I hope Bin Laden has his iPad and his stencil ready for to make some artwork. Probably gonna be cranking out a bunch of stuff. I seriously love those Gotchica pieces you did recently. I didn't even know the history behind what this was supposed to represent till we talked about it. And I was like, oh, dang. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Picasso's, he did like a painting called Guernica. And Guernica, that's right. And Bin Laden did Gotchica. So it was a 3-piece NFT set that we made. And it was given out to anybody who donated 6.9 goes to Goops. We I can't remember what the exact details were of donating it, but you got one of these, one of the 3. I'll find them here. And then when you put all 3 together, it makes a mosaic, kind of like that. So there's
That's
very
cool.
few people. There's very few people that collected all 3. I think there's only like 3 people that have all 3. These are like super rare. And yeah, I only have 1. I should have sent for all 3, but there they are. That's called Gotchica. That's the series. And when you put them all 3 of them together, it creates this kind of like a mosaic, like the original Picasso painting.
I didn't know this was his inspiration behind it. I thought Bin Laden was just drunk again, to be honest. I don't think he drank
No.
anymore, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I was blown away by that. That was really cool. So, selling bootleg Gotchicas. But yeah, that's just one example of something we were trying to mess around with and came out really cool.
Yeah, what Dan said is another, like, the Gotchiverse, once it gets to the point where we're having like social gatherings there, stuff like him willing to pay for a build on his parcel, like you could literally have a whole job as designing people's parcels, giving them designs like from one of those generators or something, or even renting a
There
gotcha and getting access.
Oh yeah, dude, totally. There are people already that have full-time jobs in crypto voxels because there's people, spamming their DMs being like, yo, I need you to build this for me. What's another one? There's crypto voxels. I think Sandbox is another metaverse. Like,
Yeah.
this is already a job out there, metaverse builder. So it's only natural we see this in the Gotchiverse for sure. But I could see there being different types in the Gotchiverse. You might have the guy who's like your really analytical guy, so you can look at your farming plot and like optimize your yield and that sort of thing. And then you'll have your like art gallery designer who'll come in and you know design your NFT displays and what's going to go on them and all that. Then you have artists that can make the art. So be a whole like ecosystem around it.
I
Like
still
people
would
who
love.
make dank memes.
Sorry, man. I thought you were done.
No, I just go on and on, man. I just don't stop.
I'm just
I could
like
ramble on
still,
about Aavegotchi.
I'm still hoping we get like skills added to the Gotchiverse, and I don't want to like mess with the team's roadmap for whatever they plan, but like imagine like gardening. That'd be awesome. Like we already have the flowers, but could have some like plants you could eat for health or something. I
Yeah,
don't know.
what do you
Maybe I'm
think about those things? Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
all I was saying is
Um,
maybe I'm too attached to like RuneScape and skills and other RPGs, like mining.
yeah, man. I mean, I vibe with you on that. I was a huge RuneScape player. I still play every now and then. I'll go and just like fish for like a couple hours, like catch like these fish that are like just whatever.
It feels like a
And
huge balancing act and a lot more to introduce though. So it's something I wouldn't say like would be good for them to rush into.
yeah. Do you think these things can be off chain? I think so. I think a lot of these items can just be off chain, and maybe there's some way they do eventually translate into something that's off chain value, but I don't know. What's your take on it, Coder Dan? Like, how do you see like these other skills coming into play? Do you see there being a gardening, fishing, or some sort of like little side skills that people could do work on?
Yeah, those are kind of envision those kind of as like mini games within the larger game that we're still kind of settling into the Gotchi verse at this point. But I do envision that we'll, especially like once the SDK is live and we're able to use that for building out the Gotchi verse, things like that are things that could be implemented for sure. But yeah, right now we're kind of still in the initial phase of getting really just like laying out the world. We're still very early in that whole process.
For someone who's interested in this sort of thing, like I guess what you're saying is this kind of gameplay can be put into the Gotchiverse, but it'll maybe be generated, community generated experience rather than maybe Pixelcraft creating it directly.
I think
Like
we'll have
maybe-
like we're gonna have areas that are definitely more like kind of traditional gameplay, where you might have like a lake or like a fishing area or like a growing area for sure. Those are all kind of more trad games kind of stuff that we can definitely implement at some point, like in Pixelcraft Square, or could be in like an interior area or an exterior area.
Yeah, because I feel like this is a good way to fill up some space and create more liveliness in the Gotchiverse. Like for like a mining type skill, I envision like random deposits popping up some places, and we can mine it for like a decent, like a little more than a normal pickup of like one of the alchemicas, and maybe like get a rare gem some of the time, and then use that for enchanting. That goes really like that's kind of cookie cutter off RuneScape. So your own spin on things would be cool, but be very interesting to have like a Morrowind or Oblivion, Skyrim type world where there's stuff around every corner that we could interact with, little dungeons and pockets of the world. Like people like the mystery in games, not just one linear thing. Just something to. I
yeah.
think I was telling Thrax the other day because I know he's on the team. Like I feel like for when you guys make dungeons, you should really focus on like the story and having like an in-depth and long play experience instead of just we walk in, we go kill some mobs, we fight the boss. Like it should be something
Yeah,
that we're
exactly.
really excited about.
Like, yeah, we've been doing a lot of work on the lore of the game and the story, the backstory, and the story going forward. And I totally agree. Like, I want to have full integrated like storylines where dungeons and quests like are part of the game. There's almost like a single player or like a mode where you can do a couple like things together with other players, and it's part of the story.
Yeah, because I think that type of gameplay is going to be what sets us apart from other projects. Like if we ourselves, you guys are the builders. If you're having fun playing it, then it's probably going to be pretty good. Then you could play it 5 more times and see if it has like repeat value. Like once people do all the stuff in the Gotchiverse, they're going to want more stuff to do. So we need like some type of end game or continuation or extras, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like
Have you thought
you run out of content almost.
Yeah. Have you thought about like regions based on some type of like entry, like level or something? I don't know. Just like different special regions of the Gotchaverse. I'm not saying like only double mythis are allowed in an area, not like that type of thing, but like, you can only get here after you do X quest, maybe would be a good metric.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, a lot of that is what we're kind of more preparing for the grid.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, that's pretty much what I'm referencing is the grid because the Citadel's kind of we have the monuments that we don't know what all of those are, but like the white dots on the map. But the grid gives you more flexibility, it seems like, and changing the environment around.
Yeah, there's this kind of a cool idea of like kind of pioneering the grid, or like having these spaces where we've like the Gotchi gang has literally earned the area because like they've protected it from the liquidators, or kind of made like a settlement or outpost. So it's that kind of there's a lot of ideas to combine, because we do have the tokenomics of how many parcels there's going to be, and then we also want to have like fun exploratory gameplay in the different areas of the grid. There's a lot of different areas, and it does make sense they would kind of be ranked by like level.
Could also add some variations of like political and I mean religious is argument. Like, you know, you could have gotchis worshiping different traditions and, you know, religions and stuff like that. Or like, I mean, politics are already here with the DAO stuff, but I'm just saying on like a land based level, like making estates more important, or making you know, people wanting like people having voting power with land would be something interesting. Not voting power in the DAO, but voting power in like a political sphere in the game.
I can see that happening with district DAOs, and especially with the SDK. You know, like district DAOs could have their own like lore semi-integrated into that district, and then have things built with the SDK to really make it feel like it's following that story or that vibe.
Yeah, because a lot of outpost type ideas and some games they'll have like, you know, this alliance captures this area and holds it. You know, you see in a lot of the big space games, people are, like corporations are holding these areas. I don't think that's like a perfect idea always though. I think there's some problems with dominance there being like almost permanent in some games. Gotchi should have more of like not necessarily anarchy, but there should be a chance to like overthrow someone who's controlling an area, you know, like a decent chance. Like there's a decent chance of defending, but I just think it'd be a
There's
pretty
this
cool
game.
aspect.
There's this game I used to play called Albion, and it was kind of like this where the guilds had their own like guild lands that they would be harvesting yields from, and they'd get bonuses, you know, from their harvest, whether or not they're able to control that land, that area. And you know, if they control an area for long enough, they're able to actually build towers and walls and fortify it. But then what happened is these guild wars started happening in like the outlands, kind of like the, you know, outer parts, which would be the grid, where you'd have like a guild would control a territory for like weeks or months, and then you'd have like other guilds that kind of collaborate. And I could see that happening between liquidators and gotchis, where you know the liquidators will have a benefit to controlling a certain area of land over a period of time, and us as the gotchis would be going out into defending into, you know, these liquidator camps, and like taking down the camps. And you know, maybe some of these camps could exist there for like months and months, and they'd be, you know, continue to fortify and raise their yields, and you know, they'd be free to play players. Basically they would be essentially kind of like extractors, so it'd be like, let's go get those extractors, you know, because they're coming in here and they're going to harvest the yields, and they're going to get bonuses for staying in that land, you know, long enough if they're able to collaborate well enough amongst each other. But you know, we have district DAOs, we have guilds that are probably going to be highly coordinated by that time, and it's going to be this like tension. Like we need tension in the gotchiverse. They can't be just like, oh yeah, you know, harvest your yields and you know everything's up only, and like things are always going to be good. I think there has to be this like, you know, we got wrecked, so we have to figure out how to get them back, and maybe
Yeah, I
not
mean,
like not like a personal financial thing, like all your wearables got taken away or anything like that, but maybe there's like significant damage that's done to the Gotchiverse overall, and then we have to go out there and, you know, go to one of these like really fortified liquidator camps and find our way in and just like take over that whole area so we can get that yield back that was taken away, you know.
Yeah, we definitely need like that was pretty much what I was getting at with the political stuff is we need war in the Gotchiverse. Like
War.
obviously there's the war between liquidators and Gotchis, but if either side gets too strong, like I mean, I don't think it'll get to that point. I think the liquidators will slowly grow in power over all the battles, but um, I do think we need tension between Gotchis as well, which the tension's already there. Like, we have guilds that are allied, guilds that are rivals. There's not as much spoken rivalry because there are like cash incentives of remaining neutral and having trading partners and stuff like that. But over time, as there's in-game incentives, then there's going to be more like strict warfare, I guess. And it'll be interesting to see how like major guilds could interact with each other in like a more free domain. I envision the grid as, there's some safe areas for people who don't want to be risky at all. They paid a lot for assets, but there should be some like instances where, you could have like on the most extreme of the spectrum, you could have a wilderness like RuneScape where you could lose a couple wearables if you die in a fight or something, or you can lose like I mean, the arena has the Spirit Force thing, but I definitely think there should be some more high risk areas and
Oh yeah,
more potential
and
for like building offensive structures, not just defensive structures.
yeah. Oh, totally. And maybe, we're talking about the grid. Maybe there are risk level zones in the grid. There's like a green zone where, maybe you don't even get attacked by liquidators in that area. And, maybe that's just like outside of the citadel is kind of a green zone. So people can't like camp out at the gates and kill you right at the gates of the citadel. But maybe beyond that turns to a yellow zone, so there is some combat, but you can't lose your items. And then I think what you're referring to is like maybe like a red zone or a black zone where it is high risk, but like there would be maybe some sort of high risk incentive, whether it's like loot boxes of ghost or like, very highly coveted things that maybe not many people can have, but you're risking your wearables. You might even want to just go up with a naked gotchi and just take your chances, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so I envisioned it like that too. Like it seemed like the FUD forest above us, I think that's the name, would be like a low level area. It's more of a common type thing, like FUD and the Ranger Gotchi. And then once you get to places like the Laughing Peaks, I think that's like the top right of the map, the high Keck area. I think that would be some high level quest. And then obviously, I think a very dangerous area would be the one around the volcano in the bottom right, all the barren land. Then maybe I think it'd be cool for later on down the line for us to be able to build boats and go to islands and stuff like that. Like we have the Beyond coming eventually. I know it's far out, but it's kind of fun to envision getting on a boat, traveling to undiscovered islands.
And maybe, to build this boat to get to the beyond, it's an incredible amount of resources where it's like you
Yeah,
might need a
yeah,
couple of guilds to come together to build one of these arcs to get to the beyond or something like that. You might have gotchis that go to the beyond. They have to tell you what it's like because you're just a commoner. You're never gonna make it because you're not part of that guild, and you didn't help build that, so you're not entitled to any of it. But
I think there could
yeah,
also be that's a great point, and there could also like part of it's the Alchemica sync that's really good for it. Another part is having a ship that could maybe fight with other ships. Do certain things like trading, but like you could be the first trading ship or merchant ship. I mean, but also like a lot of those, a lot of people kind of consider these games a little Ponzi-ish, which they can be, but they're like the space exploration games where you like send a ship out and it'll discover a planet, maybe, or maybe your launch will just fail like 8 times. But it'd be kind of cool to find like a new thriving area with interesting resources, new things that we need. Like, I definitely think Alchemica should be the focus, but there could be other like non-tokenized resources. Well, maybe non like the type of ERC, just like
or I thought of maybe
strictly
derivatives of
for
Alchemica.
yeah,
You
that could be
know,
cool.
because
Just get, like
we're talking
lumber.
about Alchemica and their base states. So you have like the four different ones and they're very base states. But what if you have like, you look at mineralogy and it's like you have the base minerals, but they can turn into other minerals. You might have something that's like it's like this hardened piece of keck, but there's like bits of alpha in it. And it's just like one of those represents like 1,000 kek and like 500 alpha if you get one of those, gems. And so you could have something like that where you have these minerals and elements combining to create these like more sophisticated versions of them. And those would be on chain, but they would be more like I guess on chain it'd be represented almost like a bond. So it would have, it would be this token, but inside of the token would be the kek and the alpha representing that mineral. That's like whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I think we could do that. We could also have like some that are just not have a tokenized value, and maybe like sell them on an auction house for kek alpha. Let the market establish some prices, but also
Oh,
like
interesting.
building resources could be pretty cool. Like we can make our houses. Like I was thinking of a way for districts to spice up the districts, and I was thinking like, why don't we have themes for buildings that like this council or district DAO could vote on every few months, 4 months or something, and like you have like a high elf theme, or you have like like a Nordic theme or a desert dweller. Like there's a lot of different themes that we could do. Obviously, we need to like attach some more to Gotchi lore, but
Hey,
yeah.
I'm
folks, I've been
looking forward
listening
to that.
and multitasking here, but I gotta head out. But yeah, thanks. Definitely lots of great convo here, and lots of good stuff to mull about and brainstorm about. But we got plenty of time, so keep the ideas flowing.
Thanks, Dan. Take it easy.
Yeah,
Yep.
thank you.
Yeah, I gotta head out too, guys. Keep going if you want. Otherwise, shut it down.
Yeah, no, the last thing I was gonna
You
say
guys
is
all have a great day.
you too, man.
Yeah.
I was just thinking that we could have different themes of different districts when it comes to just housing. Like you could have like Japanese type buildings, and some of them like it'd be really awesome. I think to have that variety and also different
And then
building choices.
I think that's where skins could come in, right? Like what if you spend glitter to skin out your lodge, and now the whole district maybe coordinates, and it's like you need to go get this skin right now because we're all part of the same thing. Here's our glitter allocation for our district. Let's spend it all, and kind of like the streetlights thing, but now actually reskinning your lodge. And maybe that means not even changing the color, but like in other games where you reskin the item, it looks totally different, right? It's the same attributes, but
I
it could
think
be something like that.
maybe we need like I'm not sure. My one like thing I'm caught up on is do we like say per district you have to have this theme because otherwise we're gonna have like pink houses in the middle of like a bunch of gray house. You know what I mean? Like, but that could be a good thing. People might like that. Like that might be what the community wants. But I was thinking maybe in the grid it's more free reign what you do, and then in the Citadel it's more like each district is a homeowners association, and you can have variations of these like specific themes of the period that you have to have this theme, but you can't like completely go out of the theme, I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's gonna be like an HOA thing where it's like someone's gonna show up to your parcel and like put notifications in your mailbox being like, yo, you need to change your fucking lodge skin. What's going on? Everyone like we're like all decked out like Chinatown and you're like Manhattan. What's going on here?
Well, you could have like some way of like forcing the change, but I don't know that on chain
Yeah.
technical stuff. Like it could be like a set theme. So like if your lodge is leveled up or something, it'd look way cooler. At the higher levels. Like what is it? I think they're pagodas. Yeah, pagodas. Like imagine one that's just getting bigger and bigger as you upgrade.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to put down some big items on my lodge on my parcel eventually.
Hey, how long does it take for the ghost to get in your pocket?
Well, I think they said 24 hours. So
Okay, I kept looking and I was like, where did it go?
yeah, 24 hours, man. We can shake our gotchis loose and get all that change.
Very
And
cool.
I'm sure for you it's
Ernani
more
got
than
his hand
change.
up. Can you let Ernani up, Hefe?
Ernani? Oh, Dang. Okay. I don't know if I have mod privileges. Can I bring them up?
They gave it to you last time, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, if I right click on him, it doesn't let me. I don't see anything that'll let me pull him up. Move to audience.
Boom, he's up. What's up,
Oh, there you
Imani?
go. I don't know how you got him up there, but
Hey, everyone.
hey,
Hey,
You guys hear me?
yeah, we can.
yeah. Oh yeah.
I did it with my brain power, Hefe.
I'm a little late to the party. I was hoping to get in when Dan was mentioning about the other project that is basically copying everything that they were doing. And what I wanted to say was, Aavegotchi is it got so many things right? Like it has the most active DAO. I think it has probably the most fair NFT type of distribution. So what I wanted to tell them, unfortunately, is not here, is that I have plans to launch an NFT or a token, but if I'm going to, I'm going to copy a lot of things on Aavegotchi, or at least I'm going to take a lot of learnings from what I've seen in this community.
Yeah, I mean, definitely that's like something that I think other projects should do. They should take notes, and they are taking notes. We've seen some big projects come up with very strikingly similar stuff to our project, but I think also like I think Dan was more like this looks like a straight copy paste, so it's concerning to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Has anybody thought about, like, now that we're where we're at with everything, like maybe they bring in some VCs to get some big money to pump us up even faster? Or my buddy asked me that.
What, like
You mean
Aavegotchi?
VC?
I don't think they want the VCs. Like at least
Yeah, Dan
like
has
the whole
been very
point was
vocal about that on Twitter.
yeah, the whole point was launching without
Like,
VC funding.
Yeah, but now that we
Plus,
have,
because they have 24
Well,
months of runway, so like they're not actually struggling for money at all.
well, I didn't mean struggling for money. I just meant like my buddy was just wondering why, after all this, like they did do everything they wanted to do, why they wouldn't now bring in a shit ton of money to just blow up. We already have a huge community, stuff like that. He just wanted me to ask, so I asked.
well,
I
I mean,
think we could go more mass marketing soon. Once the product is
yeah.
more refined, like
I think also when you bring in
gameplay.
VCs, you have to talk about, if they're going to invest that much money into the game, they're going to want that equivalent amount of governance, So we're going to basically have VCs deciding on most of the DAO decisions.
I was talking about Pixelcraft, not Aavegotchi. Thought maybe they could bring in VCs to pump them up and then in turn pump us up.
Pixelcraft. Yeah, I mean, I guess it would depend on if they're willing to not have any governance on the game, but still, like I just don't see a situation where VC would want that. Just like spend a bunch of money and then not be able to make decisions
Makes sense.
on the game.
Yeah, I can give some personal experience on that. If anyone does not know me, my name is Anani. I'm the founder of Oil Network. I've been raising capital for a while, and VCs is it's definitely tricky because you need to find an investor that is fully aligned with your missions. I have encountered investors that they only do token type of investments, right? So they need the
Yeah,
token that they can monetize later.
Ernani, it's just a little hard to hear you through your mic right now. It sounds a bit muffled.
Ooh. Is that better? I changed the mic.
Yeah,
Yes, much
that's better. Yeah.
So I think
Oh
he
yeah,
was saying
sorry.
that what the VCs want tokens, basically, right? Was that the last thing you said? I'm not sure.
Is that better now?
Yeah, we could hear you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. This is voice. Sorry. Yeah, what I was saying was, I've been talking with a lot of VCs lately, and it's really difficult to find a VC that is fully aligned with what you want to do, right? There are VCs that, they only do token sales type of investment, meaning that they're going to give you the capital you need to build your project, but eventually they want the tokens to monetize their investment. So it's difficult. It's difficult to find a VC that is full in line with what you want to build and the long-term vision for the company, the DAO, or the product that you want to build, right?
Just pay him in
Yeah.
friends.
I think the VCs that Aavegotchi would be better off having, if they had any, were ones that like don't become their boss or try to be their boss, that, put their funds in and let them run and create the project. But
Like a
I
silent
think,
investor.
yeah, but I think a lot of the VCs act like I mean, not all of them, but a lot of them take an active role in your project when they invest a lot. Like they want to look over your shoulder and see what you're doing. I feel like PC is a bit against that.
The cool thing is we do have a lot of whales that are in Aavegotchi, that own the assets, and we've seen with Rarity farming all the stuff that they spend money on to flex on the leaderboard. I consider those kind of our VCs. Like those are kind of like VCs that are, maybe their values are kind of aligned with the game because they know Rarity farming, they understand Gotchi traits to like a pretty in-depth level to be able to like deck your Gotchi out like Felon has, get it on the leaderboard. Like I consider those people, who have been coming in, the guilds coming in, spending a bunch of money on land. Those are kind of like the VCs, except their values are kind of aligned with the game because they're personally invested and interested.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah, we
beauty
could
of
tell them to.
That's the beauty of this new crypto industry, right? You can do, you can sell a token, you can sell NFT directly to your community, and that can be a way, an alternative way of raising capital to build your product, right? And like you said, well yourself, yeah, it's your new VC, right?
Well, they've definitely done token swaps before. Those are pretty big deals. But we could also just send a message out to all the VCs and send them to the bazaar to sweep. I think that's the best idea. But no, jokes aside, I think for more investment, we should have like a more refined product and a really fun game before we even like marketing's fine, but mass marketing before the game is like very playable beyond the farming game, I don't think is the best idea. I think like organic marketing for now, and then push it everywhere once the game is really fun.
If we can strengthen our meme culture a bit, get some more, like we've seen some really good ones come out, but just get more of them out there in the Twitter sphere and amongst ourselves. Yeah, meta guild, exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, have you
But
guys
like,
seen the roadmap, the recent
what's that?
update? Check this out if you want. I mean, Dan posted this a while ago. Looks like alchemical altars channeling complete. Farming release. It says final testing, but that's complete. Traits and arena release under development. Everything else is planning. So I think the arena and traits are next.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where, I think that's where people like yourself are going to be really interested in this stuff because the Gotchi archetypes are going to start coming out. We're going to start to see, because, they're not labeled ranger, warrior, like they're not labeled any of that. They kind of will conform to their own, archetypes. There'll be different types.
Yeah, I mean the stats gotchas will definitely have their day coming soon. A lot of people have ignored it because it's not like a straight yield right now. But we're gonna start seeing with the arena. It's gonna be a great testing ground for people to say like this meta is too strong or this is like completely overkill. This gotchi never loses a fight type thing. There's gonna be a lot of tiers. Like people are gonna be crying when their gotchi gets nerfed or something. But we do have to do some testing for the stats versus each other.
I think that's where the memes and the
visibility.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, Hefe.
No, go ahead.
Do we have any visibility? Do you have any visibility on how the arena, the format that the arena is going to be deployed? Like, have they announced any sort of tokenomics involved, or what kind of game they're planning to release with the arena?
they're holding their cards close to their chest, but I can tell you they're working on a simulator built with Python that's going to allow people to at least start experimenting with the traits. And I'm assuming you'll be able to pull your on-chain data for your gotchis into the simulator and be able to actually play with the gotchi and do some multiplayer battles and stuff. That's going to be this testing phase of it. But then the arena release, I could see that being, over the next couple months, we start to see more and more of that coming out. More versions coming out after the initial simulations.
Really excited about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the other tricky part of balancing is we not only are balanced, like we have, all right, so we have the traits, right? So we have like, ranged gotchis, we have melee gotchis, we have fast attacking ones, we have high HP ones. But then we also have the wearable traits to account for. We also have the eye traits, which I don't think the eyes will be as like impactful. It'll probably be like a small bonus, I think, on top. But imagine someone's wearing all movement speed wearables and they're like, legendary or godlike or something. Are you ever going to stand a chance versus them? Probably not, I would say, because they could just run away from you.
Well,
So those are
yeah, it
balance
depends if
issues.
you're. I mean, something some people aren't thinking about is you could have a gotchi with a godlike item, but if it's paired with a gotchi that has like really low AP, you might be able to get one hit with that godlike item because it's going to take so much AP to use it that your gotchi might get wrecked with someone who has high AP and like a common wizard staff. And in between the time you're recharging, unless you have like a better health regen, you just get wrecked with someone with like a crappy weapon. So
What
there
about
could be like things like that happen.
Yeah,
what
then we have
about?
to take. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, what about like having different potions that might have like protection spells, different things like that? You know what I mean?
They're
That
gonna
can
have
up.
potions. They already said craftable potions will be a thing.
Yeah, absolutely. But some of those potions might be things you can use when you're in those battles, or to bring yourself up, and then all of a sudden a god like, what the hell? He just killed me. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
obviously you'd have to
So
find a glitter to do it, but I
I
think it'd
had
be
this
pretty.
discussion with someone the other day, and I was thinking like, and if anybody knows RuneScape, they have a duel arena. It became pretty notorious because people were, betting tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of gold and fighting each other in these like, fuck, I forgot the name of it. It's like a linear fight, I guess. You have parameters set. Like we can make it so we can't wear equipment, we can't wear armor, we just have to punch
Yeah.
each other. So like I was thinking the arena could be similar to that, and like these potions could be allowed on or be turned off, but like in the grid, anything goes basically.
Yeah.
I think that
Yeah.
would be a good way to set this up.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be very cool. Very cool. That's kind of what I was thinking. It has to be like obviously different areas with different things and everything else, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But just in general, like you could use a potion in the grid at any time because we want people to want to craft potions like all the time. We don't want them to just become underused.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, just a sidetrack here. This we used to have a meme bounty program. I guess it was announced earlier in the year. We should think more on this because, like, maybe without paying, memes. I think are just culture, right? So if you have a strong community, you're gonna have good memes that come out. Um, Maybe there should be some incentive to make more of them without, like, it just doesn't feel. I don't know, man. I feel like there's a way for people to make money off of memes without doing the meme just to make money, or making the meme just to make money. So, like, I thought these, like, if we have really dank memes that people really, they catch on in our community, they go viral, we could have like someone like Bin Laden make like a cool card out of it. And then maybe with Pixelcraft's permission, that's a minted NFT that we can, it can be sold, and then all the profit would go to the meme creator for that.
Yeah, I mean that's
Um,
definitely a good way to go. You could also do like a giveaway, like it's kind of lower cost, like than giving everybody who makes a meme something. You could give them if they make a good meme and it gets a little outreach. they have to retweet it, they have to share it on some platforms, get some outreach before they get considered, and then you can give them an entry to a nice little giveaway, maybe get a DAO grant for that. Because I mean, like, you don't just want them posting the meme in our Discord where everybody who's already seen the meme is going to
Yeah.
see the meme. We want it going viral.
Yeah, exactly. And like if you pay someone like 100 ghosts to make a meme, I feel like you're gonna attract people that just want the 100 ghosts. You might get a whole bunch of low effort memes. Whereas if someone's doing it just for the meme, for the culture, and then there's also that opportunity that, if it does go viral, we can make it into a really cool card and mint it into an NFT that everyone can display on their parcel. And then all the money that's made, it's like a community funded NFT. All that money would go to the creator of the meme. So that would be a cool way to incentivize people to make those.
Yeah, I think like putting, that's why I like the giveaway entry, because there's no guarantee that you win, but it's a chance maybe to get something. But I do like your tokenized idea. I was thinking of how we can make that work too. Some tokenized like app basically, But,
Yeah, there are a lot of like low effort memes, but like the ones that take off are the ones that don't go off like a previous meme template. Like, they'll like what are these called, the derage or whatever, those like shitty drawings of people, like are you winning, son? Like
yeah.
that kind of a meme. That was like a very original meme, and it just caught on. People, it was something different, but it was flexible. Like you can do anything with that. And having a bunch of gotchi stuff. Like I like that template that McCallum posted. That's our GMI meme. That gotchi is named 10%. And you wouldn't know why we call it 10% unless you knew the story behind it. But we were talking to, who was it, Backside, who made that. And Mike Callum asked him if he could make the gotchi 10% bigger, and that's what he did with it. Instead of making the gotchi, it just made his head 10% bigger. So it just looks like a very, like, I don't know, like a big brain gotchi, but like slightly autistic. And it's just very cool, very memeable. You could dress it up with tiny wearables. You could put a little text down there. Whatever event you want to try and address. Just shit like that, man. I want to see more stuff like that. Like original Aavegotchi stuff.
That's going to be dope, and I think it'll bring a lot more attention to the project, right?
Yeah. That shit catches on, man, especially on Twitter. Like, people share that stuff. Especially if it's like you tie it in with like an event that's going on, like, when Terra Luna was crashing and you make like a cool meme out of that, like that'll catch on. Even if it has like an Aavegotchi spin on it, people will get it. I think that's like kind of like the language we need to be communicating with, because like we do have a lot of people that are good with that sort of stuff.
So what about
no, go ahead, man.
I was gonna say, what about like meme NFTs? You know what I'm saying? With like rare gotchi, just a bunch of them, and just give them away for free, to bring in the community. Is that something that's okay to do, or?
Well, yeah, you can make your own NFT of your meme anytime you want to. I do think that to get a real drive, we should, like, I mean, GMI is a great organization that's actually like on the forefront of being pretty much the next ambassadors program, I think we could pivot this into a way of like inspiring or giving incentives to content creators to start doing stuff for the Gotchiverse. The thing is, like, we don't want to make it all about like money and have everyone hyper focused on just like what their payout is. We want people who are creating stuff because they want the community to succeed, and that's like ultimately, like, not everybody has the long term view, but if you want to protect your investment, you should probably tell people about the project that you're in and involved with and why you think it's a good project, unless you're, uncertain. I'm not saying give them financial advice, but like you should be showing your own bags, like, not in like a manipulative or like sketchy way, but if you actually believe in the merits of the project, you should be telling people about it because you're spreading awareness at like a ground floor level, like it's on the ground campaigning.
My favorite restaurant, everybody knows what Aavegotchi is. I
Yeah,
shill
go
it.
put up stickers around your town.
I shill it everywhere in my town. So like I've shilled other things too, but like I believe in it. So like I got my own money in it. I believe in it. When I don't shill things, I just tell people what I think, you know?
Wagme's preying on the medical residents. I mean, he's educating them.
Yeah, the whole crew. He has a whole crew that owns stuff, he said, right?
He's like, kids, to get through this course, I mean, you gotta have a 550 gotcha, guys. Come on, you gotta crack a portal in front of me.
Yeah, those residents are like, man, what the fuck's going on?
It's all, we don't have to do homework or anything.
It's like,
All
just
right.
step into my side room here. We got a little side presentation during this hospital tour, and then we'll keep going, right?
I think he said he was getting other doctors and stuff into it, and maybe some residents or somebody too.
Dude, I
so.
bet Wagme's been in a break room once, and like, if you're outside of the break room, like maybe a year ago, you probably heard like portal opening noises through the door.
Hey, does anybody know, is like Dr. Wagamy like the top guy there? So like that's why he can do all that when he's at work.
Oh, I'm just making random scenarios up, to be honest.
The way he sounds like though, he's just off doing his own thing. It sounds like he's like the boss. So
I think
I
he
was gonna
teaches
say with memes,
ancestors.
with what you were saying with like, you know, memes and like shilling your own bags, you know, without being like pushy about it. I think memes are like a really good way to do that. So like we should find a cool way to like incentivize people to make more of them, especially ones that are good at it. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I think I'm gonna probably head off here and get cracking on some stuff. But do you guys have any other announcements or anything for this week, the rest of this week?
get baked.
Okay, of course.
Start tweeting cryptically about Aavegotchi and don't tell people the secrets. Get them curious.
Get them curious, yeah. Get them coming back for more. I agree with that. We got District 420 this Friday. We got our GMI call this Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern. If you want to come hang out, talk about projects, kind of talk about this kind of stuff that we talk about here. Friday nights, I hold just a call on the GMI server. Anyone's welcome to show up and hang out with us. If you're working on a cool project, or if you're thinking of working on a cool project, come check us out. Love to hear kind of what you're working on. And Saturday, we of course have our hangout. So that's Saturday morning, 2 p.m. UTC. And then we have Sunday Dow call, 2 p.m. UTC. We'll be talking about eyes on Sunday. So for all you Mythi fanatics, definitely show up on Sunday. We'll talk about it. I got nothing else. I think that's it, unless I'm forgetting stuff. But no, I think we're good. I think we're good.
What time is the GMI call, Hefe?
10 p.m. Eastern every Friday.
Awesome. I think I'll make
All
it
right, guys. Take it easy.
Peace.
A good one, everyone.
All right, later, friends.